Hello. So MTG Arena got updated and it looks that the standard Shakeup event was restarted. There was some issue with prizes, so I think I'm gonna try to get another reward with this new event. So I'm coming back to my Mono Black Nightmare deck. I provided an overview in one of my previous videos, the first video from this standard Shakeup December 2020 event. So it's technically previous standard Shakeup event, but it's with the same rules, with the same card lists, so it was just a restart. Okay, so this hand is pretty nice, I think. So it would be very nice to have 4 lands at turn 4 and ideally 5 lands on turn 5, and I think that could just kill my opponent by curving out with the creatures I already have. But we will see about that. Of course, the opponent can have some interaction, so it may not be that easy. And I said in the previous video, the one card I was surprised that isn't on this additional banned list for the Shakeup event is Yorion, and now I'm facing it, so we will see what will happen. I would really like my Nightmare Shepherd to get into play, not be countered, but I think I'm just gonna risk it here. Let's try. Okay, so that's nice. If I have a 5th land in my next turn, this can be devastating for my opponent, I think. But it also depends on they're not casting a sweeper or not countering my Grey Merchant. So let's see what they will do now. Okay, the sweeper is coming, but so the lack of Nightmare Shepherd will be quite annoying here. As for the rest of cards, okay, I think I prefer to have the copy of Fiend Artisan than to sacrifice it and draw a card. So my Grey Merchant can do more this way. So if I had Nightmare Shepherd, I would sacrifice it to Ayara and they would be dead already. Now I don't have this option, but still I'm gonna try to finish them off. My hand is still quite nice for this plan. So probably another sweeper is coming. That's interesting that they didn't blink this creature, giving them to life. I'm not sure what's the idea behind this. That's annoying. I'm gonna hold priority to not lose too much life from castle. So on the stack here I can draw a card now. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Let's see if it's enough. It should be, with if it doesn't get disrupted or something, because Grey Merchant can be enough alone. Okay, so I think that was a very interesting game. So I was doing good stuff at the beginning, and then just trying to survive. I was quite overpowered with things my opponent was doing, and still I managed to survive. Castles did a fantastic job, and all the combos from my deck worked out in the end. So I think that this match was this game was very dramatic and ended very well for me. Hope you liked it as well. So let's see what have I got as my reward, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I think this game was very interesting, and I built some nice decks, I hope, and some of my builds are quite competitive. So this Mono Black Nightmare I was trying out in standard, and you can view some videos of it on my channel, but I wasn't happy enough with its results as a competitive deck, but still it could win some games. It wasn't a tier 1 deck for sure, but was still quite powerful. But it's a very interesting deck to play. I really like its synergies, and I hope it gets better with newer sets. Hopefully the next set, Kaldheim, because I would like to see this deck being competitive, because I really love the gameplay and the idea behind it. So you can check back for other videos at my channel. Look for Mono Black or Mono B Nightmare in the titles. So these games are quite interesting, I think. The deck struggled mainly against mono red decks or aggressive decks, and when Gruul Landfall dominated standard, it was a really hard time for it. And as you could see, this it's capable to overpower even in the late game such decks as Esper Yorion, so it really has a strong late game, but can have a hard time against mono red or Gruul or something like this. Okay, so I like this this frame of green Garruk's spells from M21. Here is what I got as my reward. Nice cosmetic. So thanks for watching. Again, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. You can check back more videos of my deck. The first from this event before restart, and some games in proper standard from the past. Even maybe I have some videos of this deck before rotation. Probably not, but this I played it as well before rotation, but I think I didn't record them. I haven't started my my MTG Arena related YouTube channel then. So this deck was quite powerful before rotation. I had good enough results with it. Black Crafter was in a role that is occupied now by Demon's Disciple, and this Fenlurker BB creature that exiled a card from hand instead of this acquisition expert, and so many cards were similar, but I think more powerful then. So it was a very nice deck back then, and still it's cards. They are cards that black gets. Some variations of them from set to set, so I can really hope that this deck gets better with Kaldheim or some other set before Ayara rotates out. Ayara rotates out the same time that Theros rotates out, so the whole deck won't make sense then, because there won't be Nightmare Shepherd in Standard anymore, and I think Nightmare Shepherd isn't powerful enough for competitive deck in Historic, because it doesn't have good enters the battlefield ability, so 4 mana for 4 flyer that really needs some synergies. It can be quite underwhelming, but it has sort of enters the battlefield effect if I have some sacrifice outlets and some other creatures in play. So even if it gets removal on the turn it is played, I can get some value out of it. So it's not totally out of the question, but I think it's just not good enough for competitive deck in Historic. But it can be good enough for Standard. But before rotation, it would need some additions to maybe make it into tier 1 or slightly behind tier 1. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you in my other videos.